Hey guys, what is going on? Lego Ninjago here, and welcome back to another video, where today I'll be counting down my top 10 Lego Ninjago sets that I wish I had. So without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off at number 9, we have the Lego Ninjago Master of Spinjitsu, and this is the Dojo Showdown set 70756. And this is basically like the original version of the Tournament Element sets, which we did get for Legacy. And I must say, it's a very simple build, but there's definitely a lot of really cool detailing in it. And especially with the minifigs, I really like the look of them, especially Karloff, and I forget the Elemental Master of Speed. I think his name is like Turner Griffin or something. But it's really cool to actually see these two minifigs as Elemental Masters. And then we do get an Anaconda Warrior, which is definitely really cool. And I'm really glad it's not Izor, because like with the Legacy one, we got a lot of him for those sets. But just the amount of detailing for this set, like the play features, including the flags for both Karloff and Kai, is definitely really interesting. Then at number 9, we have Dawn of Iron Doom, and this is set 76026. And I must say, the build for the Iron Doom looks really awesome. I really love the shaping and the color scheme for it, especially with like the design of it. It definitely does look really cool. I also like the amount of detailing with like the Hands of Time twin, and then like the different time blades. I definitely think that is really cool. And I also like just a small play feature with like that sort of area where Wu is locked up. I definitely think it's an okay inclusion, but I definitely think the Iron Doom is probably like the most coolest part about this set, because the color scheme with like the black and like the dark grey, the red, and there does seem to be a couple of stickers on there. That definitely does look really awesome. And I think the minifig selection is definitely great as well. At number 8, we have Lloyd's Titan Mech, and I really love how accurate it is to the Season 11, the Ice chapter, because it definitely looks really accurate with like the color scheme, all the detailing for it, and I especially really like the color scheme with like the green, that sort of Pacific green, white, and that gold color. And then the minifig selection is definitely really interesting, but it would have been great to see like an Akita instead of Zane, because technically, Zane really isn't in the Ice chapter as Zane. He's really the Ice Emperor, so that is a shame why we didn't get, like, Akita in, like, her sort of human form, but the only time we could get her was in, like, the Forsaken, like, Emperor's sort of temple build. But then the design for the Titan Mech just looks really awesome. I love the inclusion of, like, a sword and then, like, a sort of saw, and then like the build for like the back of it with like those sort of spiky pieces look really cool, but I believe it's like some sort of like jet. And then the build for like the cockpit, it definitely does look like there's a bit of room in there to actually fit a minifig. Next up, at number 7, we have Enter the Serpent, and this is a really awesome Tournament of Elements set, and I really wish LEGO created a Legacy set on this, because I definitely think this is probably one of my favorite Season 4 sets. I really love the build, the color scheme for it with like that purple, and then like that sort of brown. It just looks really awesome, and I especially love the build for like the serpent head with like a ball shooting out of its mouth, and then the minifig selection is definitely great as well with Chan, and then an Anaconda Warrior as a snake, and then a human, and then to get Jay and Lloyd in this set is definitely really awesome. But the main feature would have to be the build. I just really love the design for it. The color scheme is great as well, and I really like how it is like minifig scale. Then, at number 6, we have the Castle of the Forsaken Emperor, and I must say, this is definitely a really awesome build. What I like is that instead of just having the castle, they've actually included just a small and simple build. Well, not simple, it actually is pretty awesome, but a build for the dragon. Instead of just having the castle and then another set for the dragon, I really like how they have combined it in, I must say, a pretty reasonable price, because I definitely think the design for the castle looks really awesome. I love the inclusion of like the throne and like the lookout towers, including like that big sort of crossbow. The color scheme as well looks really cool, and then the dragon with those wings definitely looks really awesome. I love the build for it, but I kind of wish they maybe hit a bit more of that sort of technical part with like the wings, because you can see just a tiny bit of like the sort of hinge attachment for the wings. But apart from that, my only other sort of complaint about this set is that I definitely think that it is too open, especially at the throne. Maybe they could have included a simple build for a gate and then the throne behind that, because it just looks really open with like the throne and like the sort of two watchtowers. So I just wish they maybe had like a door and then like the watchtowers and then the throne. I definitely think that sort of raising the price, it would work just a little more better. And then the minifig selection is definitely really great, especially for the Akita minifig, because this is the only part or set which she does come in out of the other season 11 sets, which is definitely a shame, because in my opinion I definitely think she's a key character for the Ice chapter of season 11. And then moving on to the top 5, we have the Monastery of Spinjitsu, and I must say the build for it definitely does look really awesome. I love how accurate it does look with like the color scheme and the design for both the front and the back of the monastery. But my only problem is that with the build, I definitely think that it is a little open, especially for like the sides. I just wish they maybe sort of had a wall there to sort of corner off that area, because it does look just a little too open. And if you to move like the gate up, then I definitely think there'd be like barely any room in there to actually have like the minifigs and like the practice dummy. So I just wish they maybe had even like removable walls, like you can actually get in there and move the minifigs. But for a display piece, I wish they had like walls on the side so it would just work a little more better. But the minifig selection to actually get all the legacy versions of the ninja is definitely really awesome. To actually get Wu and then another minifig which I believe is like Skullkin, or I don't even know that skeleton name, but I definitely think the design for the monastery looks really awesome with like that sort of traditional look as well. Then at number 4, we have the Skull Sorcerers dungeon, and I really love the build for this set, especially with all the detailing with like the skull head, like the lava falling down in like that sort of tunnel, with like the sort of rocky area. I think that is definitely really awesome. Just it looks really awesome as a display piece, and the minifig selection is definitely really awesome as well to actually get Vanya, which I believe she might come in maybe one or two other sets, I'm not 100% sure. And then Zane as well to actually get in this type of set is great, because the only set I believe he comes in apart from this one is like his Mino creature, I believe. And then just the amount of detailing for the set and features included is definitely really awesome. And number 3, we have the Battle for Ninjago City set 70728. And wow, this set is definitely really awesome. I love all the minifigs included in this set, especially the Overlord with like his golden power, with like that sort of crab build. I'm really not too sure how else to describe it, but I'm really glad to actually see that, because that was definitely a really sad but really important moment, and I'm really glad that LEGO just had a simple Easter egg for that, and also including Zane. I would really love to see like a legacy set based on that scene when Zane did sacrifice himself. And then the build for like Ninjago City, in a way, it looks really awesome. I love all the detailing for it, all like the hidden Easter eggs of like the sort of cave part, and then the color scheme and how it's like sort of traditional it does look, with like the golden dragon, like the dragon head. I really love all the detailing in this set. And then the minifig selection is also really great. We get Lloyd, we get Jay, we get Zane, we get Nia, which is definitely really awesome, and like a sort of Samurai X sort of uniform. And then we do get a couple of the Ninjroids. But I would have loved to seen like just all the ninja in like one set all together, but just raising the price up just a little to actually include just a couple more minifigs, which is mostly like the other ninja. That would have been really awesome to see. And at number 2, we have, I believe it's pronounced Desilnord or like Dieselnord. I'm really not 100% sure, but I must say the build for it looks really unique and really awesome. I really love just how unique it is to other vehicles, because not many other vehicles have such a unique design as well as this one. I also really love the color scheme as well, and then the minifig selection, especially with the Teen Wu, looks really awesome. I also like how we get Iron Baron and then 3 other of the Dragon Hunters. But the main part of it is definitely the vehicle, because I really love the design for it and just the sort of shaping of it as well, because it definitely does look really sort of apocalyptic in a way, because we really don't see too many Ninjago vehicles like this. So I'm really glad to actually see a set on it, and it was definitely really awesome to actually see it in Season 9. And finally, at number 1, we have the Temple of Resurrection set 70643, and this is my favorite Ninjago set from Season 8, and this is the Ninjago set that I wish I had out of all the other ones we've talked about today, because I just really love the look of it, and when I saw this set on shelves, I really regret not picking it up then, because it definitely does go for a lot on like eBay and all that. But the minifig selection for this is definitely really awesome. We're getting an exclusive Hutchins, and then I believe it is an exclusive Haru in like a sort of princess uniform, and then we're getting an exclusive Baby Wu. No, not really. He does come in the Lego City minifig pack, like the first one, but it's really cool to actually see Baby Wu. And then the build just looks really awesome. I love the build for like the cave and like the resurrection area with like that color scheme. The design for it looks really unique. And then what I really like is that once you bring Garmadon back, you can actually turn it into like this sort of destroyed or like this sort of evilized version of like the temple. I definitely think that is really awesome, but I just really love how traditional it does look with like the different sort of symbols, the minifig selection and all that is definitely really awesome. And what I really love about this set is the 3 Oni masks, because they do split it in each of the sets, and I only do have one, which is the Mask of Vengeance, so it's definitely really awesome to get all 3 masks in such an amazing and perfect set. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video, because I really did enjoy sharing my thoughts and opinions on my top 10 Lego Ninjago sets that I wish I did have. I would definitely love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, and as always guys, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I can see you soon. Goodbye!